Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. I am here today to begin my E3 coverage. You know, everybody else is a day ahead of me because I went to Retropalooza Houston, so I couldn't sit here and clickbait it. But I'm just kidding. How can you clickbait EA? After all, EA has become infamous in recent years for all sorts of stuff that they do and don't do for the gaming industry. And I gotta say, to be completely honest, I really wasn't looking forward to the EA Play thing. I actually, last year when I lived in Los Angeles, the EA Play was across the street literally from my apartment complex, and I didn't even want to go. It didn't seem like there was anything that they were showcasing at the time that really caught my attention. But this year was definitely a different story. There was a game coming out from them that is probably based on my favorite movie series of all time, Star Wars. Yes, this upcoming Star Wars game is something that I have definitely been keeping my brown little eye focused on. And the one thing that I wanted to get out of this was exactly what was this game going to be like, what was it all about, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's video, guys. So if you're brand new to the channel, feel free to throw a subscription, and let's just go ahead and get this party started as I'm mush-mouthing it. I'm late for an important date. Well, you know, today we're going to begin our coverage. You know, E3 kicked off with EA Play, you know, the first official event by EA themselves. And I have a love-hate relationship with EA. I don't really care for any of the microtransactions that EA is really relying on in a lot of their games in recent history. So that was the number one thing that really concerned me as far as all their games. Now, I'm not really into the sports either. I really like Madden, but that's never going to happen for me unless I get on PS4, Xbox One, which I guess eventually, but I usually wait until the fall. And Madden's not really why I wait for E3 when it comes to EA. I was just really nervous this year for some really reason. I think it was just because of Star Wars, and I don't know. I guess the franchise means that much to me, not just with video games, but the movies, the books, and everything. So, you know, sometimes they do stuff that is really great and warms my heart up, and I'm like, you know what? They're good to me. But then they do stuff that just makes me wonder, why are they even still a company? You know, it's like a toxic relationship. You know, a girl that is very good in the kitchen and in bed, and you just put up with her shit. And yeah, not to be chauvinistic or anything, but it's a comparison. You know, EA, they bring some good stuff out. And you know what? They actually kicked off their event with Star Wars footage. 14 minutes Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order footage that showcased a lot of the gameplay. And this was a game that has been on my radar for quite some time, mostly because it is a single player experience that we've been craving for. You know, we've had the Battlefront series and stuff like that, but that's all online multiplayer Call of Duty, Battlefield wannabe stuff. You know, that's stuff that we don't want. I personally am a Star Wars fan for a long time. Like, growing up, used to watch it, loved playing, like, you know, Shadows of the Empire and all those other games, you know, Force Unleashed, stuff like that. And I wanted a good single-player game to sink the teeth into. And I gotta say, at first glance, looking at this gameplay footage, I'm pretty impressed. I know there's been people going off about it, saying that it looks like Prince of Persia or Assassin's Creed, that the character just does a little bit too much parkour and climbing and stuff like that. I personally don't see anything wrong with that. I think this actually looks phenomenal. I want a game that puts me in there. I want a game that immerses me. I want a game that plays like Tomb Raider and Uncharted and stuff like that. I want a game set in the Star Wars universe that is expansive, that's big, that's full of adventure and action. You know, why not take advantage of the power that you can bring with a game like this in 2019. You know, everybody always complains that games don't have enough stuff to sink their teeth into, that they're not sweet enough and stuff like that. But to me, this looks like it's going to be a very fulfilling game. And they went ham on this, showing you 14 minutes of the character in action, and you know, there's references to like certain things in the Star Wars saga and everything, because this is going to be a canon game. You know, this is going to be something that is official canon in the Star Wars timeline, so stuff will be revealed. This is a Order 66 survivor. This Jedi is an Order 66 survivor, and he's, I guess, going to get his revenge against the Empire. I don't know. It's awesome. There's references to like the planet where the Wookiees are from, Kashyyyk. There's stuff like that, and I think this is going to be a great experience for everybody. I think some people were just a little too critical about it without really seeing how the plot goes first. I don't see anything wrong with this. I think EA was smart to come out the gate with this. And then afterwards, we got more information on stuff like Apex Legends. They're going to be having a new legend added to the list with the Season 2. I've briefly played Apex Legends, so I wasn't as excited for that as I was for Star Wars. And to be completely honest, most of the other games that were announced for EA stuff, like the sports stuff and everything like that, I could really do away with. I'm really sad that another year has come, though, that Nintendo is not getting a Madden game. I want a stinking Madden game on the Nintendo Switch. If there's any kind of consolation for that, it's that we at least always get a FIFA game. But now they even screwed us out on that. I have the first 2 FIFA games that came out on the Nintendo Switch, and I was definitely looking forward to this new one and having fun with it. Believe it or not, I'm kind of a soccer fan, to be completely honest, and I think the games have always kind of, for the most part, been really enjoyable, especially playing with somebody and stuff. But there's a slight problem. If you want to play it on the Nintendo Switch, you know, get a nice little red game like that, it's going to just be an updated roster. There's not going to be any new features from last year's game, and it's just going to be basically, you know, what's the difference? Couldn't you just download the current roster on last year's game? You know, you would think with a brand new game coming out that they would give you new features, new modes, new gameplay mechanics, you know, updated graphics, just overall a better polished game, you know, build up on last year's. And this is kind of being touted as a legacy edition, I guess, which is the previous engine, previous everything, just an updated roster. I feel that this was the easy way to put a game on the Nintendo Switch by EA, and I don't like it. You know, it's lazy porting, and at that point, why don't you just not release it? It just baffles my mind how sometimes EA can do some of these things, and I'm not going to sit here and whine about it. I just feel that it is kind of unfair to Nintendo Switch owners in general to be going through stuff like this, but oh well. And then we got Battlefield. They're going back to the Pacific, you know, new maps, stuff like that. Nice little update. I'm not too familiar with the Battlefield series. I do have like one of them on Xbox. I still need to kind of try out and stuff, but I am considering giving this new one a go and stuff now that I'm back to focusing on other consoles and stuff. But I just can't get Star Wars out of my mind. I really try to get behind EA as a company as a whole, and it really irritates me that they have the Star Wars license and really have not done anything beyond what they've done with it. And I'm really grateful that they did not try to microtransaction the hell out of this new Star Wars game, that they're really going for a genuine Star Wars single player experience that I, for one, am excited for. And I think, honestly, this is going to be a big hit when it comes out. I think it's going to be a Game of the Year candidate. You can quote me on that. So that was just basically my impressions of the EA play. Again, I'm not really into like the majority of EA's games, to be honest. Anything they have on mobile or sports wise, I just tend to kind of ignore it. So my main focus was the Star Wars game coming out. That was what I really wanted to see the most, and they got that out of the way early on. And then I just noticed, you know, along with some other creators on here, about the FIFA game coming up, what they did for the Nintendo Switch version. So I wanted to go ahead and talk about that, guys. What did y'all think about EA's EA Play event at E3? Were you impressed with the Star Wars stuff? Is this something that you're looking forward to giving it a little look-see? Or is it EA and you just said, you know what, I don't give a crap about their press conference? Comment down below, guys. And don't forget, if you are brand new to the channel, feel free to throw a subscription. And don't forget to click that little bell doohickey for some post notifications so you can always be alerted when I upload every day, guys. So thanks a lot for watching again. I will see you. It's E3 week, baby. Peace out. Consider supporting 8-Bit Eric on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description.